Day in the life as a wiper in the Merchant Marine explained. The wiper in the Merchant Marine is the entry-level position in the engine department. As soon as you get your MMC, your STCWs, you tweak your passport, and you want to pursue a career in the engine department, this is the first position you will be in on a ship. I can guarantee you will be greasy, but it is a rewarding path if you are interested with working with your hands. If you're interested in starting your journey as a merchant mariner, you need any help along the way, and you want to meet mariners from all over the world going through the same thing as you, who will help you step by step to get your first job on a ship, check out my community Sailors Connect, where you will see the best path for you. You'll see jobs and meet awesome people. So if that sounds interesting, check out my community Sailors Connect, link in description. So for a wiper, right off the bat, every day you'll be mustering up in the engine control room, the ECR. This is where the engineers keep an eye on all the systems for the engine room. And this is where you will go and muster up to get your duties for the day from the chief engineer or from the first engineer as the wiper. Okay, let's start with the basics of what a wiper is doing generally on a day on a ship. The job definitely can be physical, definitely can be hands-on, which is usually what people want if they go to the engine room. They want to be working with their fucking hands. Simple as that. You want to learn, work with your hands, advance. Do what you gotta do. You gotta start at the bottom as a wiper. And it's not glamorous all the time, but it's very essential. And a lot of times, the name wiper is exactly what you'll be doing. You'll be wiping shit and you'll be cleaning shit. But an engine room has to be clean. It does. That's very important for any type of hazard situation. You don't want there to be shit all around, tripping over anything in the engine room and falling down into the dark death dungeons of the fucking engine. So most of the time when you go into an engine room, you will know how good a wiper is on the ship right away, because everything will be fucking greasy and nasty and shit all over the place if you have a pretty crappy wiper. But I've been on ships where the wipers were phenomenal and the place looked brand new for years. They just keep it up and make it look so good, make it easy place to work, make it a desired place to work. A lot of these deck guys come down here and see these wipers just hanging out, cleaning, and you're like, man, I'm fucking jealous. I was just out there in the beating hot sun getting pounded on by the fucking bosun to throw this heaving line, and you're down here with your headphones in, enjoying yourself in the air conditioned in the ECR. But so really, without wipers, the engine room would be filthy. It would be unorganized. Honestly, the operations of the engine department would slow down. Wiping down the gear, wiping down the deck, mopping all types of oil spills, because they happen quite often on the fucking engine room. Degreasing the machinery, emptying out the trash. And a clean engine room isn't just about the appearance of the engine room, like I said. It is also a safety hazard. When these Coast Guard guys come and inspect the ship, they will be in that engine room, making sure it is a safe place to work, a clean place to work. Sanitary is very important on a ship. Wipers may also assist engineers in any type of maintenance and repairs. They won't be leading the operations because they are not licensed or qualified, but they will be assisting with anything the engineers need, which can be helping replace the filters, helping replace valves, getting involved in crane operations in the engine room, making these big lifts out of the engine room on deck. Whatever needs to get done, the wiper will be there to help the engineers. And you're getting that hands-on experience, that knowledge to advance in the engine room as well. As a wiper, I would highly suggest always working as closely as you can with the third and second engineer, because they will, hopefully, they will show you everything that comes with being an engineer. Be tight with those QMEDs. Be tight with them. They can teach you a lot, even before you advance. Even be tight with the oilers. They know a lot. They've been in the game for quite a while. They know their way around the engine room. So as a wiper, if you're trying to advance, best way, just stick close with the guys who are already ahead of you. Depending on the ship, wipers also might check the fluid levels on the ship, measuring the ballast in the ship, take temperatures and pressure readings, help check out the operations of the auxiliary equipment, like the pumps, air compression, or water systems. You're also the eyes and the ears of the engine room. Simple as that. I mean, lots of times the chief might be in his office doing paperwork, or the engineers might be around doing their specific things. They get the earmuffs on, they can't hear what's going on. You're constantly moving around the engine room, keeping your eyes open, making sure everything's working well. It's not suggested you touch anything or mess with anything without an engineer with you, but just make sure, if you have a good idea of how everything's supposed to look, make sure it's looking like how it's supposed to look. Make sure there's not a fucking fire bursting in the engine room, because you're usually the one on the main floor constantly. On some vessels, wipers might help with fuel transfers, hooking up to a barge, getting our fuel on board, or lube oil top-offs, all the above. You may be involved to stand watch on these fuel transfers. Hooking up the hoses for fuel transfers is usually the engine department who does it. The deck guys might throw the lines down, pull it up. Connecting these hoses to the ship from the barge is the engine department, and monitoring those pressures for the fuels coming on board or discharging, slops, whatever it is. The engine department is keeping their eye on it. Like I said, depending on the ship, wipers might stand watch with an oiler or an engineer, which is a great, awesome opportunity to learn a lot on the scene, on watch, making sure you know what you're looking for, making sure you know proper PSIs to be looking out for. As a wiper, you will do a lot of reporting to a QMed, working directly with a QMed, which is really just qualified members of the engine department. The best wipers show up early, get their shit done, have no complaints from any of the engineers. Engineers love you because he makes their job easier. Keep it clean, just a whole lot better. A couple side notes that I've seen from the entry-level positions on the engine department as well. Certain ships, you may have to go on deck for mooring operations, which would kind of suck, depending how you feel about it. You might love it going out on deck and getting a change in weather and type of atmosphere, but generally speaking, most engineers want to remain in the engine department or in the engine room until it's time to eat or coffee. So I've been on ships where the engine guys had to come up and help with mooring. Also, when it comes to stores, anytime we get supplies on the ship, wipers will come up and assist with putting the stores away. Any type of entry-level position usually will assist in stores. The deck guys will do a lot of the work, but just for a little bit of backup, we might have some wipers coming on board to help us on deck. And the great thing about being a wiper too, on majority of ships, if you're not any type of watchstander, like you may be on a tanker, depending on the type of manned situation they got going on, but generally speaking, you will be a dayman as well as a wiper. That 6 to 6 type lifestyle where you're working from 6 a.m. to 6 at night, and you have your nights off, which is also awesome. And when you're in port, you get to go out. You get to enjoy your night just like a normal job, waking up at 6, finishing work at dinner time, and enjoying your whole night. You can't really complain about that. Even after you're all greasy and oily, it's still good to get out and enjoy yourself. And if the life of the Merchant Marine sounds anything interesting to you at all, make sure to check out my community, Sailors Connect, where mariners from around the world, including myself, help each other advance in the maritime industry. If that sounds anything interesting to you, check out my community, Sailors Connect. Link in description. Life as a wiper is interesting. So, let's be honest here. Hot, it's noisy. You'll definitely get greasy. You'll sweat, you'll scrub, but at the end of the day, you'll have accomplished something. You'll get paid well, you'll eat 3 meals a day, and you're definitely gaining a lot of experience and sea time towards your advancement. Oiler, then QMed, engineer, whatever you want to be. You're gaining the experience. You're gaining the sea time. It might be a lot of mopping. It might be a lot of wiping, but it's not a bad lifestyle. I always end up going out with the wipers, and they always talk about how nice they have it. Honestly, sometimes it might look like they're having a shit day, coming up with a bag full of oily waste covered in grease. Sometimes they're fucking squeaky clean, and I just don't understand. Maybe they're just good at their job, but they always seem to enjoy themselves. They do get to work with their hands. They do get to work directly with the engineers, directly with the QMeds, and get shit done. Learn those hands-on experience that can translate outside of the ship pretty well. So it is a great life if that sounds interesting to you. If you want to pursue your career in the Merchant Marine and you want to go the engine department, coming off the street, you will be a wiper. And this is the type of lifestyle you will be living. And it will be good. It will be fun. It will be enjoyment. You'll still be on a ship traveling the world. You'll still be making great money. You might be down in the dungeon a lot of the time, but you will still be living this great lifestyle as a merchant mariner. And here's the truth. Every engineer, academy, off the street, hawse piper, whatever it is, technically they did start as a wiper, wiping some grease off the engine. Simple as that. This is the way you prove yourself in the engine room. If you're willing to get your hands dirty, do what needs to get done to get the day rolling, to make the day easier for all the engineers, you will prove to be dependable, you'll prove to be teachable and gritty, and you will have a future in the engine room. as a merchant mariner. It's a grimy but noble, tough but rewarding lifestyle in the engine department as a wiper. But it is fucking awesome sometimes. I can guarantee you, from what I hear, it could be very awesome, very rewarding. And if you're looking for a way to break into the engine department, start your journey as a wiper, this is the time to do it. This is the time to jump in the engine department and become a merchant mariner. And when you do, I hope to see you out there. And let's sail on.